If you're tired of eating the same thing day in, day out, try this combo out, man. Kiri chicken biryani with dragon chicken. Let's make chicken curry first. For that, heat up a pot like this, and when the pot heats up, here goes approximately 30 ml of sunflower oil. Let's simultaneously cook the rice. For that, heat up another pot in another range, and here goes again 30 ml of sunflower oil. When the oil has heated up, here goes approximately 50 grams of ghee or clarified butter. Similarly, in another pot, when the oil is heated up, goes 50 grams of ghee or clarified butter. When the ghee has melted, goes the whole garam masala like cinnamon sticks, mace, cloves and star anise. Similarly, in another range too goes the whole garam masala like cinnamon sticks, cloves, mace and star anise. Now goes 4 sliced onions for the rice, and to speed up the cooking of the onions, here goes a teaspoon of salt and saute for a while. Pandan leaves goes in for the extra flavor and continue sauteing. Similarly, for the chicken curry goes 4 sliced onions, and to speed up the cooking of onions goes a teaspoon of salt and saute. When the onions have turned brown, here goes 4 slit green chilies. 2 tablespoons of cashew nuts goes in now, which is a must for Kili biryani. 2 tablespoons of homemade ginger garlic paste goes in now, and stir until the raw flavor is completely gone. 3 finely chopped tomatoes goes in for the tartness. Let's divert our attention to another pot. Here too the onions are nice and brown. Here goes 4 slit green chilies and 2 tablespoons of cashew nuts. Since this pot is meant for cooking rice, here goes water, and the proportion of water is simple. For a cup of rice, use 1.5 cups of water, since our intention here is to cook the rice only until 75% done. Adding juice of 1 whole lemon would ensure that the rice is nice and separate once done. Since we are gonna cook 1 kg of basmati rice here, 5 level teaspoons of salt would be appropriate. Let's divert our attention to another pot now. Here the tomatoes are well cooked and have turned mushy. Now it's the right time to introduce the powdered spices like a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half tablespoon of cumin powder, 1.5 tablespoons of coriander powder, 1.5 tablespoons of homemade garam masala powder. No garam masala powder would give the flavor as good as homemade ones. 1.5 tablespoons of red chili powder. Now it's time to introduce the chicken into the mix. This is 1.5 kilos of skinless chicken cut into big sized pieces. Two and a half level teaspoons of salt, and here onwards we don't have to add salt again in this preparation. Now braise the chicken on high flame for around 5 minutes, and in the meantime give this video a like and also share it with your friends. A bunch of finely chopped cilantro goes in now, and mix well with the chicken pieces. Now cook covered on medium flame for around 20 minutes until the chicken is approximately 75% cooked. In another range, water has come to a boil. It's the right time to introduce the basmati rice. Here we are using a kilo of nicely washed basmati rice which was soaking for half an hour. Now as you could see, the rice has absorbed all the moisture content, but still the rice is not fully cooked. It is approximately 75% cooked. Off goes the flame. Similarly, in another range, chicken is also approximately 75% done, and there is also some gravy here. We need gravy for the biryani, so turn off the stove. For assembling the biryani, use a bowl like this and place the plantain leaf or banana leaf at the center like this. Use 2 banana leaves here and place another banana leaf perpendicular to the earlier leaf. Remember, these banana leaves were tossed on flame so as to prevent any leakage, and here goes 2 ladles of basmati rice that are 75% done. Here goes a piece of chicken and also some gravy along with it. For 1 kg biryani, 2 big pieces of chicken would be optimum. Again goes 2 ladles of basmati rice on the top. Pour in yellow food color dissolved in water on top like this for the restaurant kind of effect. Remember, you got to use some gravy in this preparation for the 75% cooked rice to cook completely. 1 boiled egg goes in at the center for the restaurant kind of effect, and close the banana leaf from all the sides like this. Fold and tie it with the banana thread. You can cut off any extra thread, and in the meantime keep some water to boil in a steamer. When the steam has started forming in the steamer, you can place the kilis. Now steam the kili biryanis for 20 minutes on high flame. After 20 minutes of steaming, carefully take the kilis out and serve it just before eating for that great experience. Similarly, you can steam the remaining kilis, and this kili biryani remains fresh much longer than your traditional biryanis. Do try this recipe out at home and let us know how it turned out. Let's marinate the chicken first. Here we have taken a kilo of boneless chicken cut into thin strips. For a kilo of chicken, 2.5 level teaspoons of salt would be appropriate. Just a tablespoon of white pepper powder since this is a milder preparation, and little bit of red food color for the restaurant kind of effect. For a kilo of chicken, 1 whole raw egg would be enough. For the binding, a tablespoon of corn flour and a tablespoon of maida or all-purpose flour. Coat the chicken pieces nicely with the masala. Here goes some more of the ingredients, like a tablespoon of dark soya sauce, and for the tartness, here goes a tablespoon of chili vinegar, since the binding is insufficient, here goes a tablespoon of corn flour and a tablespoon of maida or all-purpose flour, and coat again with the chicken pieces. If you follow the recipe as is, then 2 tablespoons of corn flour and 2 tablespoons of maida flour would give the best coating. For the chicken to absorb the spices, you got to rest it for at least an hour. Before deep frying, you got to preheat a liter of sunflower oil for at least 5 minutes on medium flame. To know whether the oil is fit enough for deep frying, drop in a small piece of a chicken, and as you could see, the oil is still not hot. You got to wait for some time. When the test piece is sizzling like this, that means the oil is hot enough for deep frying. Now we can drop in marinated chicken strips. Remember, this chicken pieces doesn't take longer time to cook. Fry on medium flame, neither too high nor too low. Before you flip the chicken strips over, have some patience and wait for some time. After a couple of minutes, you can flip the chicken strips over. Boneless chicken strips doesn't take longer time to cook, so never over fry the chicken strips because it would become very hard. When the chicken strips has gotten that nice red color, it's the right time to take the chicken strips out. You can place them either on an absorbent paper or on a colander. Chicken strips at this stage is crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Any prolonged cooking further from this would ruin the chicken. As you could see, the oil is crystal clear. That means the coating was perfect. Repeat the process in frying remaining chicken strips. To make the sauce, heat up a wok like this, and here goes 50 ml of sunflower oil. Use the same oil chicken strips were fried in. Now put the flame on high and allow the oil to heat up. When the oil is heated up, here goes an inch of finely chopped ginger and toss it on high flame. When the ginger is slightly fried, here goes 1.5 bulbs of finely chopped garlic and continue stirring. If you have come so far in this video, that means you might have liked the video in some way or the other. There is no harm in giving this video a like. Press that like button. The bulb portion of one whole bunch of spring onions that are finely chopped goes in now and give it a stir. Now it's time to introduce one onion that are cut into thin and long strips like this. To speed up the cooking of onions, here goes half teaspoon of salt and saute. Five split green chilies. Now goes 2 capsicums or bell peppers that are cut into strips. Now goes one of my favorite ingredients, that's nothing but white sesame seeds. You can add them as per your preference. Here I am adding 2 to 3 tablespoons. As I told you earlier, I like the flavors of sesame seeds, so I am adding a little more of it. Now it's time to introduce the sauces, like a tablespoon of dark soy sauce. Here goes a tablespoon of store-bought red chili sauce. A tablespoon of chili vinegar for the tartness, and give it a stir. Now the important ingredient that gives sweet flavor to this dish, that's the ketchup. Add 3 tablespoons of it. Some people also add sugar and honey. You can add them too. Now it's the right time to introduce chicken strips that we fried earlier. The leafy portion of that one bunch of spring onions goes in now. You don't have to add all of it. Now toss on high flame so that the sauces encases the chicken strips. Just 5 minutes of tossing would be enough and no prolonged cooking is necessary on this. Of course, the flame